All right, test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, I can hear myself. Yeah, I can usually hear myself through the queue or whatever you guys are having it in. Um, I don't have too much in the way of info, so as close to 4:15 as possible. Okay, that sounds good. All right, sure. Okay, sounds good. Talk to you soon. And a very good afternoon to you and yours. We're out here at the Waynesville Lady Tigers Softball Stadium for today's softball matchup. Again, Waynesville playing host to the Parkview Lady Vikings. It's Connor Harbert here with you today, Z102.3. Tonight, a very special night for the ladies of Waynesville. It is senior night here tonight as they prepare to host the Lady Vikings. Of course, 4 seniors on this year's Waynesville roster. Of course, a couple managers as well getting honored and celebrated here tonight. Of course, all those activities will take place in between games. Our two teams warming up right now for what really should be, and hopefully will be, a return to form for the Waynesville Lady Tigers. Losers of 7 straight, but a real good chance to get into the win column here today as Parkview, they come into this game struggling pretty heavily. So we'll see how things go. Of course, you have to play the game. You have to play strong here today. We'll have some different players in the lineup. Not necessarily new names, but maybe new positions as well. Of course, the big story, the big name, if you will, Joe Jones in the circle today. One of those 4 seniors pitching instead of Ray, who is not in the lineup here today. So we'll have Jones in the circle, but of course we'll go over the full lineups in just a little bit. But first, I want to go ahead and thank all of our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Like I said, Waynesville, they have lost their last 7, and we do know what they were able to accomplish at that tournament over the weekend, the AA softball tournament. I know last broadcast on Tuesday, I mentioned I wasn't necessarily sure of what they were able to do that Saturday. Wasn't able to get the information, but now we know, and it was another weekend of struggles, to be honest with you there. Losses to Russellville, Lynn, and Owensville there as well. And of course on Tuesday, an 11-1 loss on Rolla. Last time that Waynesville found themselves in the win column, that was all the way back on September 13th, a 19-7 victory over Central Springfield. Of course, Springfield Central, I guess I should say, winless on their year. But Parkview, they are 1-11 on the season, and of course their one win coming quite a bit ago against the Max Creek Lady Pirates. And so Parkview, a team that, like I said, really heavily struggling. There's really no way to get around that. Most of their games have finished via run rule here this year. They are on a 4-game losing streak. Losses to Walnut Grove, West Plains, Dadeville, and that Rolla team we saw on Tuesday. But again, that win over Max Creek on September 19th, 18-8 over the Lady Pirates there. But losses to Kickapoo, Hillcrest, Reed Spring, Glendale, Bolivar, Marshfield, Camdenton, and Lebanon as well. This is a good chance for Waynesville. It's, of course, senior night, so you really want to win on senior night, of course. So we're going to go ahead and take ourselves our first break. When we come back, I will have some starting lineups for you here today. Our lineups are in. I'll let you go over some of the names that Waynesville will be fielding again on senior night. I'll say that a few more times during the pregame, but we'll go ahead and take ourselves a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back here in 2 minutes with those lineups for you. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And once again, welcome back here to the Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium, where we are about just under 10 minutes away from first pitch here today. Again, the Waynesville Lady Tigers, 7-13 on the season, play host to the 1-11 Parkview Lady Vikings. It's Connor Harbin here with you, Z102.3. Again, it is senior night here tonight, and so we'll have those senior night activities in between games here today at the conclusion of the varsity game, before the JV game, of course. So if you're in the area and you feel like coming on down, why not do so and help celebrate the 4 softball seniors, and again, a couple managers there as well, as they go ahead and look for the win here today against the Parkview squad that is honestly pretty hungry for a win. Again, like I said, just one win on the year, coming up against Max Creek back on September the 19th. Meanwhile, Waynesville, they haven't won since September 13th. So we've got 2 teams who really want a win. That is the main point to take away from today's contest. But as we move on ever closer to today's start, the first pitch in today's matchup, let's go ahead and go over some starting lineups for you here in this one. First and foremost, taking a look here at how Parkview will line up. Batting leadoff, that's going to be your shortstop, Carly Morgan. Then batting second, that'll be the center fielder in Emma Levings. Batting third, the first baseman, Leah Reichert. Batting fourth, that's your pitcher, and Isabel Vergara. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Kaylin Cole. Batting sixth, your second baseman, and Emily Bruning. Batting seventh will be the left fielder, Ayla Cowden. How about Ayla Cowden? Then batting eighth will be the right fielder, Yesenia Zuniga. Finally, batting ninth, that's going to be the catcher in Sophie Hardy. No flex player here today, no designated player. Actually, both teams opting for a 9-player lineup here today. The Lady Vikings, they are coached by Ted Orcutt, and again, 1-11 here on the season. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at Waynesville and their starting lineup here for today. Of course, they are 7-13 on the year, riding a 7-game losing streak, trying to get back in the win column here today, and batting leadoff, trying to help out with that. That is going to be the speedy center fielder in Alyssa Hillman. Batting second in the lineup once again today, playing out in right field, that'll be Soraya Horsey, one of a few freshmen in the lineup here today. Then batting third, the pitcher, Joe Jones. Jones going to get a chance to be in the circle here today. Emma Ray, like I said, not in today's lineup. Batting cleanup, that'll be the third baseman, Reagan Grosswiener. And then batting fifth, that's the first baseman in Brittany Davison. Batting sixth, your catcher today, Riley Voigt. Then batting seventh, the shortstop, Riley Grosswiener. Of course, Riley's been behind the plate, sharing time, of course, with Voigt behind the plate while she's playing out in short here today. Batting eighth and playing second base, that's going to be Kendall Cobb. And then switching over to left field here today and batting ninth, that's going to be Jennifer Boyd. So, again, the lineup here for Waynesville: Hillman, Horsey, Jones, Grosswiener, Davison, Voigt, Grosswiener again, Cobb, and Boyd. And, of course, we'll go ahead and get going here in just a few minutes. So, hey, why don't I go ahead and take one 4-minute timeout. We'll go ahead and take a 4-minute timeout, and when we come back, should be time for first pitch. Waynesville and Parkview. Again, back in 4 minutes. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And once again, welcome back here to the Waynesville Lady Tigers Softball Stadium, where we are about to get going here. Of course, just 2 minutes to the top of the halfway point of the hour, if that makes any sense, but still yet to announce starting lineups here for today's contest. But it's Connor Harbin here with you, Z102.3 Senior Night, as they've pulled out the stops here. Several decorations around the ballpark here today. A giant inflatable tiger behind us, which I'm sure will make an appearance tomorrow as well. Don't forget, tomorrow also homecoming for the football team. One of many broadcasts here this week for us. We've had a busy week, of course. Tuesday softball, today's softball, tomorrow football, and then Saturday softball again. So, of course, if you're looking for something to listen to tomorrow and Saturday, I've got you covered right here on Z102.3. So, again, want to go ahead and remind you of the starting lineups here for both our sides before we take another break. Up to first pitch here today. Batting leadoff for Waynesville, you've got Alyssa Hillman. Batting second, the right fielder Soraya Horsey. Batting third, the pitcher Joe Jones. And batting fourth, your third baseman in Reagan Grosswiener. Batting fifth, the first baseman Brittany Davison. Batting sixth, your catcher in Riley Voigt. Batting seventh, the shortstop in Riley Grosswiener. Batting eighth, the second baseman Kendall Cobb. And then finally batting ninth, that'll be your left fielder in Jennifer Boyd. So Waynesville opting for a 9-player lineup here today. Haven't seen them do that too often, usually opting for the designated player and then the flex, but all 4 of your seniors are in the lineup here today, and of course you have those freshmen as well. Now the lineup for Parkview, once again, batting leadoff, that's your shortstop in Carly Morgan. Batting second is your center fielder Emma Levings. Batting third, the first baseman Leah Reichert. Batting fourth, the pitcher Isabel Vergara. Batting fifth will be the third baseman in Kaylin Cole. Batting sixth, the second baseman Emily Bruning. Batting seventh, your left fielder in Aaliyah Cowden. Then batting eighth, the right fielder Yesenia Nuziga. And then finally batting ninth, your catcher in Sophie Hardy. So those are your lineups once again for today's game. Waynesville 7-13, Parkview 1-11. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves one final timeout. This should get us to first pitch here today. We'll go ahead and make it 4 minutes. Actually, make it 3 minutes. 3 minutes sounds about right. We'll come back in 3 minutes, and we'll have that first pitch for you here. Waynesville and Parkview, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And once again, welcome back here to the Waynesville Lady Tigers softball stadium, where we are about to get underway. Jones in the circle. Joe Jones, senior for the Waynesville Lady Tigers, currently going through her warm-up tosses. All four seniors in the lineup here today, of course, on senior night, as the Lady Tigers host the Parkview Lady Vikings. Connor Harbin here with you today, Z102.3. Nice day once again for softball, about mid-70s. The breeze blowing out towards left field here today. And, of course, a good-sized crowd on hand here as well to celebrate senior night. You'll love to see it as we kind of move through the busy portion of our broadcast week. Want to go ahead and specify those broadcasts for you. I know I briefly mentioned it in the last break before we kind of shuffled off for our national anthem, but I do want to go ahead and mention tomorrow, homecoming football versus the Hillcrest Hornets. Hillcrest coming to town, so we'll have a 6:30 pregame and a 7 o'clock start. Myself, Garrett Bowles, will be on the call together there for that one right here on Z102.3. And then Saturday, we're right back out here to the softball stadium for a rare 1 o'clock start as the Lady Tigers host the Iberia Rangers. So make sure to tune in 12:45 right here on Z102.3 as we take you through Waynesville and Iberia to finish off our week. So Waynesville going to take their respective defensive positions, and in steps the shortstop, Carly Morgan, to get things going here today as we once again line up, well, what hopefully will be a game for Waynesville to kind of get back to what we know they can do. So Morgan going to bat from the right-hand side, and Joe Jones in the circle, fires the first pitch. Going to be outside. That'll be ball one. So haven't seen Jones over the broadcast this season. Did pitch a little bit early on in the year. 1-0, taken for strike one. Don't have pitching stats for you here today, but Jones has made a couple of appearances. Here's a swing and a miss for strike two, and the count goes 1-2. Morgan, Levings, and Riker once again. Get to your defensive arrangement in just a moment. Here's the two-strike pitch. Swung on, miss, strike three. And so Jones begins her day with a K. Morgan sat down on strikes, and that brings us to the center fielder in Emma Levings. Levings also a right-handed batter. Watches the first pitch. It's high and outside for ball one. Levings, a junior, listed on the roster as a catcher, but of course, playing pretty much the opposite of that, out in center field today. 1-0 is too low, and we'll go 2-0. So Jones behind in the count here early on, to Levings. That first K already in the books, the 2-0. Too low once again. How about 3-0? On deck, the first baseman, Leah Reichert. Jones winds up, delivers the 3-0. It's too low. That'll be ball four. So a strikeout and a walk starts off the top of the first as Parkview gets their first base runner aboard. And again, that does bring us to the first baseman, Leah Reichert. Reichert, a senior. One of a few seniors on this team. Nice spread for the Lady Vikings this season. First pitch on the way, fouled off to the right. That's strike one. Four seniors for the Parkview Lady Vikings. Waynesville, of course, also four seniors of their own. In fact, looking through the roster, well, three of the four Parkview seniors in today's lineup. 0-1 sent on the way outside, gets away from the catcher, Voigt. And moving over to second, that'll be Levings. So the wild pitch means Parkview has a runner in scoring position. Jones now delivers the 1-1 outside for ball two. Jones behind in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. And again, the senior delivers. Ground ball left side, but it's going to hook foul. 2-2. So defensively again, you got Jones in the circle. Voigt behind the plate, Riley Voigt. Senior pitching to senior today. Brittany Davison over at first. Kendall Cobb at second. Here's a swing and a miss on the 2-2. That'll be strike 3. So Jones picks up her second strikeout of the game and the inning. And with 2 away and that runner still on second, here's Isabel Vergara. So Cobb over at second. And you got the Grosswieners on the left side of the infield. So here's a foul ball to begin the at-bat, 0-1. You've got how about Riley playing short today? And you've got Reagan at her usual spot over at third base. 0-1 the count. Next pitch, too low. 1-1. Out in the outfield, Melissa Hillman, of course, out there in center field. Right field today, Soraya Horsey back in the lineup. And then Jennifer Boyd moving over to the left side of things. 1-1's delivered in, and it's again too low. 2-1 now. Two away. Jones Voigt look back over towards the Waynesville dugout. Now time going to be called, but we'll get right back to it. 2-1. Looks good, but it's going to be too low again. Ball 3. A little bit closer that time, but still too low. And Jones now in danger of maybe giving up a second walk here in the inning. Hitters count. Here's the 3-1. Foul ball off to the right. For the first time today, we'll have ourselves a full count. And not a cloud in the sky today. Well, I say that, and I see one just over the horizon. The 3-2's delivered too low once again. 4-4. So a pattern of sorts here in the top of the first. How about a strikeout, a walk, a strikeout, and a walk? As Vergara takes her place over on first. Bringing us now to third baseman Kaylin Cole. First pitch on the way to Cole. Low, gets away from the catcher. Both runners going to advance. Second wild pitch of the inning. Advances both. It'll be second and third. It's Parkview. A chance now to maybe add one to the run total here to start things out. Cole, a freshman. Listed as a shortstop, but of course playing third today. So here's a pitch inside. Gets away from Voigt again. Coming home to score, that's going to be Levings. And Parkview takes a 1-0 lead. So Levings comes around, gets on base via the walk, and then 3 wild pitches to bring her home. Two-0 count here at the plate to Cole. Next pitch, low and gets away again. And that's going to bring home another one. Isabel Vergara also advances all the way around on wild pitches, and Parkview takes a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. 3-0 count here at the plate. 2-0 now our score. And the next pitch is going to be too low again for ball 4. So still 2 outs. And before we get a chance to see Emily Bruning, we're going to have ourselves a visit. Hole Winfield going to be called here for this one. Head coach Rochelle Maubach. Again, we'll have to talk to her squad as we see our 6th batter of the inning. 5 batters have come up now for Parkview. 3 have gotten on base via the walk. The other 2 have struck out. No balls hit into the field of play just yet. So again, we got Emily Bruning coming to the plate next, and then it would be Laya Cowden, the left fielder, if the inning continues on past this point. Of course, still yet to see Waynesville at the plate. We're just getting started today here in the top of the first. Looks like we're switching balls out there, by the way. conference between home plate umpire and the Waynesville infield. Home plate umpire inspecting the ball that we traded out just now. Not sure if there's a scuff or something similar there, but we'll get back going here. Everybody going to take their spots out in the field once again. And again, our score 2-0. Here's second baseman Emily Bruning.
Now batting number 16, Emily Bruning.
Bruning going to take her spot, right-handed batter. First pitch, outside, ball one. Getting Kaylin Cole over on first. Next pitch, it's too low, ball two. Two-0 the count, but again, 2 outs. Next offering. It's going to be in there, caught the edge, strike one. Jones able to find the zone that time. She gets a pitch back. Working quickly, the 2-1 gets away from Voigt. Up the first base side it goes. Davison going to have to chase that one down as Cole moves on over to second. Now time going to be called. Bruning heads up the third base side to talk to her head coach, Ted Orcutt. It'll be a quick meeting. Bruning will step back in now. 3-1 the count. Jones readies up. The pitch. Too low, ball four. So Bruning will walk. 3 straight walks here. Jones having a little bit of trouble here early on, finding the strike zone. With runners on first and second, now it's Aaliyah Cowden. First pitch to Cowden's high and outside. It's ball one. Now the 1-0 on the way. Called a strike, but it gets away from Voigt as both runners going to advance. That'll be more of a pass ball on that one. Ball in the zone. Voigt just unable to put the glove on it. Both runners advance. It's now second and third. 1-1 on the way. Another pitch that looks good. Caught the lower half of the zone. And that'll be strike two. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking to limit the damage here in the top half of the first. The next pitch. Swung on, miss, strike 3. So it was very all or nothing for Waynesville there in that top of the first as they walk 4, but they strike out 3 to limit it to just 2 runs here in the top of the first. 2 runs on no hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. Into the bottom of the first we go. We'll see if Waynesville can't get themselves back into this one when they take to the plate. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And back here once again to the Waynesville Lady Tigers Softball Stadium. Bottom half of the first upcoming here. Our Thursday day softball game. Waynesville trailing 2-0 here to the Parkview Lady Vikings. The Lady Vikings able to take advantage of wild pitches and several walks to get their way around the base paths here. 2 runs without a hit. We'll see if Waynesville can't pick up a couple hits of their own, though, and get right back into this one here today. Connor Harbit with you, Z102.3. It'll be Hillman, Horsey, and Jones set to start things out here for Waynesville. Starting pitcher Isabel Vergara going through her warm-up tosses. Should be getting going here very, very soon. Again, Waynesville trying to right the ship a little bit there. Maybe not the top half of the first that they wanted, but still plenty of opportunities to get it done here with the bat and get their way back on in to this one. So the throw will head on down to second, and it'll be Alyssa Hillman who steps to the plate to go ahead and start things out here in this bottom of the first. So Hillman, a senior, of course, a team leader in a couple of categories, namely batting average and runs scored. Going to be batting from the left-hand side of the plate. First pitch, going to lay a bunt down that goes to the circle. Vergara has it. Throw over to first is not going to be in time. And now Hillman going to try to stretch it out to 2 as the ball went past the first baseman. In the second it goes. She's going to be there, and she's going to find her way onto second base to start things out. So Hillman going to get credit for the single. But then it'll be an E3 that allows her to move on over to second. So Waynesville already has a base runner aboard. Here's Soraya Horsey. Horsey also squaring up to bunt, lays one down, but fouls it off of herself. And she'll have to come back here with an 0-1 count. Horsey back in the lineup, playing out in her usual spot of right field. One of 4 freshmen in today's lineup. Next pitch, big swing and a miss, and we go 0-2. Again, you have Horsey. You have Reagan and Riley Grosswiener. Then down the line, you have Kendall Cobb. 0-2 the count. Next pitch to Horsey. Swung on, fly ball out towards left. Could be trouble, and it's going to get down. That'll be a base hit here as rounding third will be Hillman. Throw's going to be at second, but Horsey's going to be in there with a double, and Hillman will come home to score, cut the lead to 1. It's 2-1. An RBI double for Soraya Horsey. Has a big swing. Always aims to hit it out into that outfield, and she got it done there. So 2 straight hits to start off the bottom of the first. And now here comes the pitcher, Jo Jones. Jones looking to help her own cause. The first pitch sails high. Moving over to third will be Horsey. So 1-0 count here. Wild pitch now has the would-be tying run over at third. Jones has flashed some power the last few games. Frequently hits it to the outfield herself. Ground ball third base side, though. Goes foul for strike 1. In fact, if I can find the numbers from my last game, buried somewhere in my scorebook. I believe she had herself an extra base hit last game. 1-1. Lays back on it. Inside, ball 2. There it is. It took me a while. I believe she did have a hit. But of course, we were doing some tech issues. Here's a ball that gets away. Again inside, but not deep enough for Horsey to come home. It'll be 3-1. So Jones well ahead in the count here. Hitters count, 3-1. See if she gets someone to hit as Vergara delivers. No, it's too low. That'll be ball 4. Now Horsey halfway down the line. Would have been a dangerous pitch to run on. That ball didn't get away very far from Sophie Hardy behind the plate. But she heads on back to third, and Jones will take her spot over on first. Nobody out as we get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Jones. Out comes Camden Rains. So Rains running on first, and again, Horsey still over on third. Nobody out. Here comes the cleanup hitter, Reagan Grosswiener. Good RBI opportunity and a chance to tie the ball game back up. 2-1. Waynesville still trailing by 1. But in a very good spot here. Bunt laid down, comes back to the circle. Play is going to be over at first, and it's going to be in there in time. Meanwhile, here comes Rains over to third. Is she going to be there? She's going to be safe at third, and of course, Horsey comes home to score. It'll be an RBI ground out, an RBI something or other. I'll score it here in a second. What's important is that Waynesville's tied it up here at 2 apiece. Lots of action on that play, for sure. So, to review, Rains now stands over on third. Grosvenor thrown out, 1-3. But Horsey does home to score. So 1 out, runner on third. And now here's a ground ball over to second. Bruning has it, flips it over to first. It'll be not in time. They're going to say she came off the bag. So Brittany Davison comes in. That'll be an E4 to get her on base. But Rains comes home, and now just like that, Waynesville leads here at 3-2. Knew there was going to be an opportunity for some runs today. And Waynesville's not wasting that chance just yet. 1 out, now a runner on first and Davison. Here's Riley Voigt. Voigt taking a stab at it, trying to lay down the bunt. Misses, it's 0-1. So again, Davison wasting no time. Finding herself on base. Now here's a pitch that Voigt might have chased a little bit. Didn't make contact, but fouls it off. It's 0-2. Pitch may have been about nose or eyes high. It's a pitch that looks good, but isn't. 0-2 the count. Next pitch. Here's a ground ball, third base side. Scooping it up is Cole. Throw to first is in there in time for the out, but Davison does move all the way over to third. So Davison takes 2 bags, but Voigt is thrown out 5-3. And that'll be 2 down now. Here for the other Grosvenor, Riley. Her sister grounded out, picked up an RBI. Riley also has a chance for an RBI. Runner on third. Vergara delivers. First pitch, hard hit line drive, left side, but goes foul. That would have done the job had it been maybe 4 or 5 feet over to the right. So no 1 count here to start. After Riley would be Kendall Cobb. Next pitch on the way. It's too low. Ball 1. It's the 7th batter of the inning. There are 2 outs, but Waynesville does lead this one here at 3-2. Even count, 1-1. Vergara, the next pitch. Tries to turn on it, but again grounds it foul, third base side. Chops it away, and so Riley Grosvenor going to find herself a little bit behind in the count. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Contact made, fights it off. We'll stay at 1-2. Inning got started with 2 base hits. A single for Alyssa Hillman, a double for Soraya Horsey. Ground out, error, and another ground out have followed. Here's another fly ball left side, off towards the stands. And we'll see a third offering here at 1-2. An RBI, Reagan Grosvenor. Grounded out, or bunted it, should say. It'll count as a ground out, 1-3. Still brought the runner home. Davison reached on an error. She now stands on third. And of course, Voigt grounded out 5-3. Here's a fly ball, left side, foul territory, but playable. Coming up is the left fielder Cowden, but she can't make the grab. And we'll get a 4th pitch here at 1-2. Riley not going down without a fight here. But of course, neither is Vergara as the battle continues to brew on here between our pitcher and our batter. On again, a very nice Thursday afternoon. Another 1-2 pitch on its way. Skips the plate, gets away from Hardy. Not far enough, though. We'll go 2-2. Davison thought about it over on third, but called back. So we can move to an even count now. Parkview playing shifted to the left in the outfield. Here's the 2-2. Another ball that skips to the plate. We'll go full now. It's 3-2. At least our left fielder and our center fielder out there for the Lady Vikings are shifted to the left. Get a nice big gap if you can put one in the right center. Full count, payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. It's going to be strike 3. And that'll do it here for the bottom of the first. So, Waynesville trailed by 2 runs entering the inning. They leave the inning leading by 1 run. They pick up 3 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors, and there was 1 runner left over on third. So, hey, we move on now to top of inning number 2 with Waynesville leading this one. The Lady Tigers lead 3-2. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here to the Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium, a brand new inning, inning number 2. Waynesville leading Parkview 3-2. As we get back to it here, Connor Harbit here with you, Z102.3. Joe Jones in the circle, first pitch to Yesenia Zuniga. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 8, 9, and 1 coming up to the plate here for the Lady Vikings. Zuniga, Hardy, and Morgan. Next pitch, looks good, is called as such. Outside edge, make it 0-2. Jones, 3 strikeouts and 4 walks in the first inning. Game's really revolved around her thus far. Delivers the next pitch, it's fouled off to the right, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes once again. Here's another foul ball. Zuniga sends it to the backstop. And Jones will have to try again with that 2-strike pitch. Waynesville playing straight away. No significant shifts out there. Next 0-2. Ground ball, chop foul, left side now. Zuniga fouling off. Now a couple would-be strike 3s. But the next one, here's a swing and a miss. Goddard to chase. Voigt going to have to apply the tag there. But for Zuniga not putting up much of a fight, it'll be strikeout number 4 here for Jones. So 1 down now here in the top of the second. That brings us to our number 9 hitter in Sophie Hardy. First pitch is a called strike. Hardy again behind the plate. Freshman. 0-1. Going to catch that outside edge again. Working quickly now. Again 0-2. They're still on the roster as a second baseman. Next pitch. Too low for the umpire's liking. 1-2. Right now I'm curious, because we've had a couple of those. How many is actually line up here today? Here's a swing and a miss, though, on 1-2. We can talk about that later, as Jones has now struck out the first 2 here to begin the top of the second. So Zuniga and Hardy down. That brings us back to the top of the order. Here's Carly Morgan. Morgan, the shortstop, 0 for 1 today. She struck out to begin the ball game. First pitch is inside. It's ball 1. Obviously, Parkview players playing several different positions for them this year. The 1-0 is delivered low. It's going to be ball 2. So Morgan herself is listed as third base. Playing short today. So that's 1 as the 2-0 is delivered outside for ball 3. Emma Levings, who stands on deck. She's listed as a catcher, playing out in center field. 3-0, swung on and missed. Morgan got the green light, but can't make contact. It's 3-1. Reichert, listed as a third baseman, playing first. Vergara is listed as the pitcher. So there's 1. 3-1 now. Right down the pipe. And we'll go full here at 3-2. Voigt thought that was strike 3. Was already halfway back to the dugout. Or having to come back in here for what hopefully will be strike 3. Full count. Payoff pitch on the way from Jones. There it is, strike 3, and now Voigt can head on back to the dugout alongside the rest of the Lady Tigers. So Jones strikes out the side here in the top of the second. Seems to have that control in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. And nobody left on base. Waynesville leading by 1 as we head into the bottom half of the inning. 3-2 our score. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Out here in Waynesville once again, bottom half of inning number 2. Today's Lady Tiger softball contest. Waynesville leading Parkview 3-2. Again, it'll be 7, 8, and no, excuse me. How about 8, 9, and 1 as well for the Lady Tigers? Cobb, Boyd, and then Alyssa Hillman here to start things out today. It's Connor Harbin here with you, Z102.3 as the throw heads on down to second. We'll see if Waynesville can extend upon this 1-run lead. We're able to pick up a couple base hits, got a little bit of help from a couple of errors as well. But still, any way you can generate runs is a good way to generate runs. We'll see if they can't do a little bit more here as Kendall Cobb settles in for her first at-bat of the game. So Cobb, second base today. One of those freshmen representing the future out there. First pitch from Vergara. It's outside, ball 1. Cobb ahead in the count now, 1-0. Next pitch, still squaring up to bunt, but pulls it back as it skips in across home plate for ball 2. Cobb appearing in most games for the varsity this season. Again, don't have my exact stats, but at least as far as broadcasts go, I do believe she's been in almost every single game this far. Watches the 2-0 go by. It's going to be ball 3. See if she just takes this one instead of squaring up to bunt, or if she has the green light to try to lay one down. Vergara comes set, and the 3-0 is now on its way. Going to square up, pulls it back, and it misses. Ball 4. So Cobb will start things out here, getting aboard on the leadoff walk. So mission accomplished. Get on base. 4 straight pitches outside the zone. Shows off the eye, and that brings us now to Jennifer Boyd. junior, batting left-hand side. First pitch on the way. Boyd also squaring up as Cobb takes off for second. No throw down. She'll just swipe the bag. Stands now over on second. So Waynesville looking good here. Maybe for the run generation department. Something like that. English not my first language clearly. As Boyd tries to lay down a bunt. Bunts it foul though to the net. 1-1. So that'll even things up here, 1-1. Again, after Boyd, we return back to the top of the order with Alyssa Hillman. 1-1 delivered. Swung on, ground ball over towards short. Boyd going to try to hustle down the line. She's going to be in there in plenty of time. Meanwhile, coming home, that's going to be Cobb. She gets there. Now taking off for second is going to be Boyd as the throw sails wide to home plate. And now it's going to be Boyd trying to take third. She'll be in there safely as well. So savvy base running all around there for Waynesville. Scores a run. They lead 4-2. And Jennifer Boyd, who will get credit for the single, ends up on third. Good start to the inning once again here. Now we'll see what the top of the order can do. Here comes Alyssa Hillman. First pitch, Hillman lays down the bunt. Third base has it. Throw's going to try to go to Bruning at first, but she's not going to have it. And Boyd's going to come home to score. It'll be an RBI single. Here for Alyssa Hillman. 5-2 now in favor of Waynesville. So Boyd picks up an RBI and then gets brought home herself. Hillman picks up her first ribby of the day. And that brings us Soraya Horsey. Horsey swinging away first pitch. Hard hit line drive. Left side, but foul. Hillman will have to head on back over to first. It's 0-1. No surprise to see Hillman sent over towards second. One of the fastest players on this year's Tiger squad. Horsey an RBI double her last time up. 0-1. Watches it go by. Middle of the zone. Strike two. Hillman holding steady over on first as Horsey finds herself down the count now. Similar situation to her last at-bat. She's able to pick up that double with 2 strikes. Next pitch, fouls it off. Hillman, who took off once again, going to have to retreat. So Vergara throwing strikes. Horsey more than willing to swing away at him. As you'd hope with 2 strikes. So we prepare for another one. Here's the delivery. Maybe chased one high, but still able to sky it out towards right field. And that's going to get by. Hillman going to head on over to second, had to check up. Horsey still hanging out over on first as Hillman sent to third. And that'll go down as a single. Here for Horsey. Ball didn't hit the glove of the right fielder Zuniga. So will be ruled a base hit. So first and third, nobody out. Waynesville up by 3. Here with a chance to do some damage, here comes Jo Jones. First pitch. Jones swinging away, sends one over to the Waynesville dugout. Sent it inside the Waynesville dugout. Got to keep that head on a swivel. Goes 0-1 to Jones. Jones drew a walk her first time up. She later came around to score one of those 3 Waynesville runs. 0-1. Swinging away again. Fouls it off. 0-2. Two runs across here in the inning thus far. Cobb and Boyd, who started us off. They traverse the base paths. Over on third right now, that'd be Alyssa Hillman. 0-2. Skips the plate. Horsey taking off for second. She'll find her way in. So second and third now. And a 1-2 count. Jones will get a pitch back. Parkview still playing shifted to the left. The next pitch. Ground ball, out in the left field it goes. That's going to score Hillman. Horsey's going to stop at third. Jones going to round first, but she'll stay there. It'll be an RBI single, and Waynesville leads here at 6-2 now. Solid contact there for the senior Joe. The shoulder replaced once again by Camden Rains. And with runners on first and third again, here comes Reagan Grosswiener. Going to immediately square up to bunt, lays one down the third base side it goes. Horsey scores, no throw to first, and that'll be an RBI base hit. A good showing of small ball there to bring Horsey home from third.
Number 16.
So Reagan uses her speed down the line. She'll get credit for an RBI. And the hits keep coming. First and second now, nobody out with a 5-run lead at 7-2. Now Brittany Davison is going to square up to bunt, but the pitch is a little bit too high. We'll go 1-0. 1-0 delivered. Davison holding the bat back this time, looking to swing away, but we go 2-0 instead. Davison, her first time up, she reached on an error. Looking to get aboard again as the next pitch is high for ball 3. Might do so via the walk. .30 on its way, also too high. 4-pitch walk, loads the bases. Camden Rains, she'll move over to third. Reagan Grosswiener over to second. And Davison again on base today for the second time without a hit. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's Riley Voigt again. Voigt swinging away, first pitch, 0-1. One count. Next delivery, too low. Hardy able to keep in front of her though as it hops in front of home plate. We'll just go 1-1. Exchange back to the circle, overthrown a bit. Having to chase that one down was Vergara. Can't be lazy, have to run that one down with Camden Rains over on third. So a 1-1 count. Next pitch on its way. Lays down a bunt, third base side. Trying to come home with it. The flip home is not in time. Everybody's safe. Rains hustling down the third base line. You love it. As Waynesville plays the risk on the bunt. Trying to go for the force at home. That was the correct play. But Rains able to beat the throw. So the bases remain loaded. First pitch inside here to Riley Grosswiener. It's 1-0. Good as an RBI for Voigt. 1-0. Swung on, missed. It's strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Grosswiener, who is now the 9th batter of the inning. Waynesville is officially batted around in this inning. Nobody out just yet. 1-1. Contact made. Hard fly ball out towards center. That's going to be caught out there, though. And Reagan having to come back to the bag here. Not able to come home and score. Maybe a lesson in tagging up, as that was deep enough for sure to score the run, but instead everybody stays right where they are. So we bring up Kendall Cobb again. First pitch on the way, going to get away, but now Reagan's going to come home to score. Everybody advances on the wild pitch, make it 9-2. So wasn't able to come home on the fly ball. Didn't take too long, though, for her to rectify that and score the run. Davison and Voigt also advance on the play. Second and third, 1 out. Now a 2-0 count here to Cobb at the plate. Cobb got a start in the inning. She walked. Stole second. Came around to score on the RBI single, Jennifer Boyd. 2-0 now. Delivered high and outside. It's ball 3. 9-2 our score. Waynesville with 6 runs across here in this half inning. 3-0. Cobb swinging away. Misses, though. It's strike 1. First base empty here. On deck, Jennifer Boyd. Presuming the inning continues on past this point. If it goes any farther, back to the top we go. Alyssa Hillman. 3-1. Contact made. Ground ball left side. 3-2 now. So from 3-0, we go to 3-2. It's a full count. Again, first base unoccupied. There are less than 2 outs. Here's that payoff pitch from Vergara. Too high, ball 4. Bases loaded once again.
Number 7, Jennifer Boyd.
So Cobb draws her second walk of the inning. And here comes Jennifer Boyd. Boyd picked up an RBI single her first time. First pitch, misses. And coming home will be Davison, but she's going to be tagged out. Ball took a friendly hop on the would-be wild pitch. And they were able to apply the tag for out number 2. Voigt and Cobb to advance. But Davison's thrown out, so make that 2 down now. 1-1 the count at the plate. Here to Boyd, who is, again, 1 for 1. This game not lacking for action and plays. 1-1 now coming. Boyd trying to slap at it. Fouls it off left side. 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Swung on, missed, but the ball goes to the backstop. Boyd will hustle down the line. She'll be safe. And another run will come home to score in Voigt.
Number 9,
So the would-be third out of the inning ends up scoring a run for Waynesville. Cobb moves to third, and Boyd able to get her way aboard over on first now. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Here's Alyssa Hillman, immediately going to lay down a bunt. Comes back to the circle, but goes between the legs of Vergara. Another run will come home to score. That'll be an error. E1.
Number 19, Soraya Horsey.
As Cobb scores, Boyd moves to second. And Hillman stands now over on first. First and second, 2 outs. Soraya Horsey swinging away. Chased one up high. Taking off for third is Boyd. Slides in safely. On the count. Next pitch. Horsey, ground ball, third base side. Cole has it. Throw across the diamond is in time for out number 3. So that'll end things here in inning number 2, but not before Waynesville is able to put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. 8 runs in the inning here for the Waynesville Lady Tigers. They now lead by 9. 9 runs on a handful of hits. There were a couple of errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. To the top of the third we go. Again, Waynesville leading by 9. It's 11-2. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here once again, Waynesville Lady Tigers Softball Stadium. Brand new inning number 3. But Waynesville out in front, and out in front by a lot. They lead this one 11-2. As Joe Jones delivers the first pitch, a called strike 1. Here to Emma Levings. 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for Parkview. Again, the Lady Vikings picking up their 2 runs in the first. Waynesville coming off of an 8-run bottom of the second. Levin still looking for an official at-bat. Walked her first time up and was one of those 2 runs. 1-1 comes across. It's going to be ruled strike 2. Two-strike pitch. 2 low. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Levings, Reichert, Vergara. Next attempt at a 2-strike pitch. Again, it's outside. And that'll make things full here. 3-2 now. Three balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. 2 low. Ball 4. And for the second time in this game, Levings will draw the walk. This time a leadoff walk. She'll stand over on first. Levings aboard. Here comes the first baseman, Leah Reichert. First pitch on the way. In there, called strike 1. Oh, 1 now. Jones, next pitch, too high. 1-1. Reichert 0 for 1. One of 3 strikeouts in that first inning, her last time up. One of 6 total victims for Jones. Next pitch on the way. It's too low. Taking off for second. That's going to be Levings. She stands now in scoring position. 6 strikeouts. 5 walks for Jones today. Handful of wild pitches. Next pitch. There's another one that gets away from Voigt. And over to third now goes Levings. Count the plate goes 3-1. Earlier I said the game was really revolving around Jones, and I mean that. That's pretty true. It's been strikeout or walk today. We're yet to have a different result. Parkview base runners have got around via the wild pitch. Here's a swing, and here's maybe a different result. That's a long fly ball, and that's going to roll all the way up to the fence. A run will score as Reichert heads on into second. She's going to try to make it 3. Here comes the throw from Cobb. It's going to be a little bit late, and that's going to be an RBI triple here for Leah Reichert. Maybe curse that one into existence. You know, I'm not really a big believer in jinxes and curses and the whatnot, but that's a little spooky right there. So Levings will score, and the Royal lead's cut to 8. And here comes the cleanup hitter, the pitcher Isabel Vergara. I don't know if it's a power to be feared. Either way, the first pitch to Vergara is outside. It's ball 1. Gotta wonder if I can jinx other things. Maybe not related to broadcasting. Wouldn't that be nice? Here's another fly ball right side, hooking, foul, just foul. That ball about 2 or 3 feet away from, well, perhaps scoring another run and further cutting into this Waynesville lead. It's a huge lead, but gotta keep playing on here. Can't let Parkview back into it now with a few runs here and there. 1-1 on the way now. Here's a line drive that will get down, and that's going to get past Horsey out and right. Vergara is going to round first as Reichert comes home to score, make it 11-4. Throw coming in. They're going to hold Reichert over at Vergara over at third, and the lead's cut to 7 at 11-4. So another couple runs here for Parkview. Nobody out. That's 2 straight RBI triples. Horsey trying to slide in on that one. Big risk, didn't quite pay off. Nobody out, runner on third. First pitch to Kaylin Coles, fouled off to the right and out of play. Jones going to get ahead in the count now, 0-1. The next offering gets away. To the backstop it goes, and that's going to bring Vergara home from third. Lead cut to 6 now at 11-5. So base paths empty now. 3 runs across for Parkview. 1-1 count, make it 1-2. Next pitch catches the lower half of the zone. Chance to put that first down on the board. Skips the plate in, though. 2-2. 2 base hits, both triples for Parkview. A walk as well has led to 3 runs. Getting your score 11-5. So the 2-2's delivered. Inside, that's going to go behind Cole, 3-2. Full count. Jones now the payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball over to second. That's going to go between the legs of Cobb, and Cole's going to be safe. That'll be Waynesville's first error of the game.
Number 16, Emily Bruning.
And that allows Cole to move on to first. Nobody out. Now, here's Emily Bruning. Bruning walked in the first. Watches the first pitch for a called strike 1. Finds the lower outside corner. Walked, but was left stranded on second there in that first inning. 0-1 delivered. Swing and a miss. Jones well ahead in the count now. It's 0-2. Another 2-strike count. Trying to find that knockout pitch. Trying to get her first strikeout of the inning. Pitch is outside. Taking off for second is Cole. She'll overrun the bag, but she's going to be able to get the leg in there in time for the stolen base. Overran the bag. Gave Riley Grosvenor a chance to apply the tag. Cole was able to sneak on underneath. She stands now on second. It's a 1-2 count. Next pitch. Swung on. Line drive right side. Into the Parkview dugout it goes. We'll stay at 1-2. That ball back in the field of play as we continue on here. As the breeze picks back up, headed over towards left field. Waynesville outfielder shifted to the right. So here's a swing and a foul ball to the backstop. Got a big gap down the left field line. Next 1-2. Another foul ball. Bruning refusing to go down here at the moment. We get a third pitch at 1-2. Most of Parkview's hitting has gone to right field so far. Foul balls, and in this inning, base hits. Another fly ball. This one sent out to center. Hillman's going to let that one drop. It's a base hit. Throw down to third. That's going to sail high. That's going to ricochet up against the Waynesville dugout. But it's not far enough to move Cole. But it's going to be another base hit here for the Parkview Lady Vikings. First and third, nobody out. And here's Aaliyah Cowden. Cowden, a strikeout victim. She ended the first inning. 0-1. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 3 base hits so far for Parkview in the inning. Here's the 0-1. Swing, comebacker to the circle. Jones going to look the runner back over at third. Now throws it to Davison. It's going to be in plenty of time for out number 1. A good job to check the runner there for Jones. By Jones. Holds the runner. Bruning does move over to second. It'll be second and third here for Yesenia Zuniga. First offering to Zuniga. Here's another comebacker to the circle. Jones again, the throw to Davison's in time. And after a little bit of trouble picking up the outs to begin the inning, it's been 2 pitches, 2 outs. Both ground balls back to Jones.
Number 5, Sophie Hardy.
So 2 outs. And here comes the number 9 hitter, Sophie Hardy. Hardy, the 8th batter of the inning. First pitch, skips in, ricochets off the umpire, might have saved a run there. That ball would have most likely ricocheted off the backstop. Runner over on third, definitely thinking about it. Big jumps off the bag. 1-0 now. That one's in there. As Hardy watches it go by, it's 1-1 now. One ball, one strike. Again, suddenly 2 outs. Now there's a swing and a miss. 4 strike 2. Looking to limit this 3rd inning damage to just the 3 runs. Looking to take a 6-run lead back into the bottom half. Here's a foul ball to the right. And we'll stay at 1-2. Next 2-strike pitch, again, fouled it off. As the ever-long battle between pitcher and batter continues on here. Jones, again, 6 strikeouts today. Hasn't been able to pick one up in this inning, though. Here's the next 2-strike pitch, and here's a ground ball over to third. Reagan Grosvenor has it. Davison will put the glove on it, and that'll be it here for inning number 3. But the Lady Vikings put 3 across the board, 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Waynesville error, and there were 2 runners left over on base. So, hey, we head on now to the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll see if the Waynesville Bats continue their dominance today. 11-5 our score back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville, bottom of the 3rd. Runs. They are coming free and easy here today. 11-5 our score. Waynesville leading Parkview here by 6. Most of the momentum carried in those 8 runs in the bottom half of the 2nd for Waynesville. But Parkview able to get 3 back. And so we'll see if Waynesville is able to repeat the success they had in the previous inning as Isabella Vergara continues her warm-up tosses. We'll get back to it here. But before we get into it, do want to go ahead and remind you, tomorrow, homecoming. If you can't make your way on out to the game, and I'm expecting a sold-out crowd in Waynesville tomorrow, make sure you listen in. Z102.3, we'll have the game for you like we would any other game. Myself, Garrett Bowles, will be on the call there for that one. Tigers trying to get back in the win column today and tomorrow. So far today, looking good. As Joe Jones settles in to start things out. First pitch, taken up high. It's ball 1. So again, 8 runs in the previous inning. 8 runs on 5 hits. So 11 runs on 7 hits today. So next pitch to Jones is delivered low for ball 2. Lady Tigers have left 3 on base. 2-0, Vergara delivers. Jones swings. Foul ball, left side. Out of play it goes. Three, 4, and 5, the meat of the Waynesville lineup, set to bat in this half inning. Jones, Reagan Grosswiener, Brittany Davison. 2-1. Meatball down the middle, and Jones is going to make him pay. Ground ball out into left center. Parkview able to run up on that one. Shifted to the left. It was a good shift after all, but Jones is going to find her way on with a leadoff single. So Jones on base for the 3rd time today. For the 3rd time today, she'll be replaced on the base pass. Courtesy runner, Camden Rains. Rains, who has scored twice on the base pass. We'll see if she can't make it 3 for 3. Reagan Grosswiener to the plate. Going to try to bunt one down. Bunts it twice, though. It'll be foul. And no, they're going to say she's out. Or no, they're going to say the runner is out. Excuse me. So runner's out, 1 away. Not quite sure what happened there, to be honest with you, watching the batter. She left early. Thank you. So there will be 1 out. 1-0 at the plate. Next pitch, ground ball, 3rd base side. Cole has it, throw to first is wide, and that gets away. Grosswiener going to round first. She's going to try to make it 2, and she'll be in there. That'll be an error on 3rd, and a runner on 2nd. Can't leave early.
Number 16, Brittany Davison.
Can't do that. It's a bit of a base running mistake for Waynesville, but they do put a runner on 2nd here. Still a chance to make something happen as Brittany Davison steps in. Davison squares up, pulls it back, pitch outside. 1-0. Now, Wong on, ground ball back to the circle, throw to first, too low. Another error here as Grosswiener will round 3rd. She'll come home to score. So the exchange from pitcher to first baseman a bit bungled there. And that's going to be an error that costs Parkview a run. Leads back up to 7 now at 12-5. Davison now stands on first as Voigt tries to lay a bunt down. Riley Voigt. Bunts it foul, though, 0-1. Five errors now for Parkview. It's the 0-1. Voigt again going to lay down the bunt, but it spins backwards. Again in the foul territory, it'll be 0-2. Ball landed in fair territory, but the backspin brought it back behind home plate. And so it'll be no balls, 2 strikes. Here to the catcher, Voigt. After Voigt, Riley Grosswiener standing in the on-deck circle. 0-2. Voigt swinging away, line drive over to short, going to be caught. Diving back to first will be Davison, but there'll be 2 down.
Number 1, Riley Grosswiener.
So Davison still on first, but now 2 away. Here comes Riley Grosswiener. First pitch, way too high. To the backstop it goes, and Davison will take 2nd. 1 run across for Waynesville here in this 3rd. But there are 2 down. 1-0 delivered. Swung on, high pop-up. This one might be out in no man's land. Who's going to call it? The center fielder does, Levings. And she makes the grab for out number 3. Or did she? Yes, she did. Everybody a little bit slow to get off the field there, including our left fielder, who's still walking back out to her spot. Now she notices, and now she'll come home. So that'll do it here for inning number 3. Waynesville extends that lead back out to 7. 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 errors, and there was 1 runner left over on base. So, hey, let's go ahead and move on now to inning number 4. Waynesville leading by 7. It's 12-5. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball on Z102.3. Top half of the 4th here in Waynesville. Waynesville able to make it a 7-run lead, picking up a run in the bottom half of the 3rd. But back to it here, top of the order coming up for the Parkview Lady Vikings. First pitch to Carly Morgan is outside. It's ball 1. Connor Harbert here with you today, Z102.3. Parkview picking up 3 runs in the top half of the 3rd. Waynesville trying to improve upon that mark. Here's the next pitch. Comebacker. Joe has it. First barrel over to Davison. Can't hang on. The throw was low. Davison had to stretch out. Lost control of it trying to come back up. And now we're going to have ourselves a talk here because that ball was in the glove for quite a while before it flipped out. Don't think it'll be too long of a conversation though. And that it will not be. So we'll get to it here. That'll be an error. Davison's still arguing her case. Hold on here. Our umpires are talking now. It was in Davison's glove for quite a while. So we'll see. And they're going to say she's safe. So it'll theoretically go down as an error. An error on Davison. And there'll be a runner on first, nobody out for Emma Levings. Waynesville's second error of the day. First pitch delivered to Levings is in there for a called strike 1. Levings, she's walked twice, she scored twice. It's 2, 3, and 4 slot here for Parkview, the most dangerous, as you'd find with most teams. They've generated the runs today. Here's a swing and a miss, though, and Jones has Levings deep in the count. It's 0-2. All 5 runs have come from those 3 spots. Levings has 2. Leah Reichert, who stands on deck, has the 1. Then cleanup hitter Isabel Vergara has another 2. 0-2 on the way. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That won't be the case for Levings this time. She's retired for the first time. There'll be 1 down. Jones has 7 strikeouts. And now here comes Leah Reichert. Reichert, 1 for 2. First pitch outside, throw down to second is not going to be in time. As Morgan finds her way in safely. (1-0) count at the plate here to Reichert. Runner on second. So Reichert struck out, but then had an RBI triple back in the 3rd. 1-0. Outside edge, strike 1. Accidentally spoke that one into existence. One of 2 straight RBI triples. Next pitch, also in there, strike 2. One for Riker, and then, of course, one for Vergara. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Ground ball, first base side. Davison drops to a knee, has it, takes it to the bag herself for out number 2.
Number 24, Isabel Vergara.
Davison usually a pretty good glove over there at first. Able to scoop that one up. Pretty hard hit. Not the easiest play, but Davison's there to take the bag herself. And now there's 2 down. First pitch to Vergara, line drive over to short. Riley Grosswiener had a chance at it. Off the top of the glove it goes, and that'll score the run. Give it a base hit. It's an RBI single for Vergara.
Number 13, Kaylin Cole.
And the lead's back to 6 once again, 12-6. Tracking to her left, had a chance. Well struck ball, though, as the first pitch to Kaylin Cole is low for ball 1. Vergara's second hit of the day. Parkview's 4th hit of the day. Cole's day, she's 0 for 1. It's the 1-0's delivered inside for ball 2. Reached on a walk in the first. Reached on an error in the third. Both times she's gotten all the way to third before being left there. 2-0 on the way. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 1. On deck now is Emily Bruning. Next pitch, high and outside. It's ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike, and now a swing and a foul ball. Off to the right. We'll go full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Vergara over on first, going to be taken off. Has to wait, but still will be running. There we go, swing and a miss. Throw's going to have to go to first. Davison has it for the 3rd out of the inning. So, drop 3rd strike, but the throw 2-3, excuse me, is still there. And that'll be the 8th strikeout of the day for Jones. So, Parkview picks up the run, gets back to 6 runs, but Waynesville still leads by those 6 runs. There was 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left over on base. Back in 60 seconds with the bottom of the 4th, 12-6 in favor of Waynesville. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here once again. Here in Waynesville. Sorry about that. Brief technical difficulties. But we are back here. Bottom of the 4th. Waynesville leading this one here by 6 runs. 12-6 here at the moment. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 to the plate here for the Lady Tigers. It'll be Cobb, Boyd, and Hillman. As the throw heads on down to second. We'll get going here once again. So Parkview getting that run right on back that Waynesville was able to add in the 3rd inning.
Number 17,
But we'll see if Waynesville can't push their way out of this one. Again, riding off the high of that 8-run second. That's really been the difference maker here in this one. First pitch on the way, runs inside. It's going to doink off the helmet, and Cobb will take first. Cobb trying to duck out of the way. And just takes that one off the noggin. She'll be all right. She heads on down to first. Go ahead and check on her down there, though. Looks like she's all there. It was a changeup, so fortunately, it was an off-speed pitch. But either way, we get back to it now. Boyd trying to punt one above the head, makes contact. Goes off to the screen, though. It's 0-1. I'm going to leap a little bit to get to that one. So 0-1 here as Boyd settles back in. Getting Cobb over on first. Next pitch. Again, Boyd going to square up. Pulls it back. Pitch a little bit high this time as well, and it's 1-1. That one actually lower than the first pitch of the at-bat. One delivered. This time it skips to the plate. Cobb taking off for second. She'll be there. Well ahead in the throw, and it's 2-1. Cobb now standing over on second. So runner in scoring position as Waynesville tries to retake that 7-run lead. 2-1 now to Boyd. Boyd swings. Ground ball back up the middle. Contact made. And the runner's going to be out. Runner interference. So Cobb going to be called out on runner interference. As Boyd takes first, he'll be a fielder's choice. That's what I'll mark it down the scorebook as. Here comes Alyssa Hillman. First pitch on the way. Hillman buns it down the third base side. Cole has it. Throw to first is in time. As Boyd moves on over to third, there'll be 2 down. So Boyd takes 2 bags. Hillman's thrown out, 5-3. 2 down. Soraya Horsey in. First pitch, too low. Ball 1. Horsey's day, she's 2 for 3. A double, a single, and a ground out. 1-0 now, high and inside, it's ball 2. The count. Vergara delivers. This time it's high and outside. Play is going to be at the plate. Sliding in is Boyd, and she is safe. Slid under the tag. 13-6 in favor of Waynesville. Play was very, very close. Boyd slides in underneath the tag and moves it back out to a 7-run lead. So base path's empty. It's a 3-0 count. Again, 2 outs. Next pitch. Morrissey swinging away. Strike 1. Three balls, 1 strike. Joe Jones on deck. Next pitch. In there. Called strike 2. So from 3-0, full count now. Payoff pitch, too low. Bounce in front of home plate. Horsey will head down the line. So the 2-out walk to Horsey. She reaches base for the 3rd time tonight. Brings us now to, once again, Joe Jones. Jones, a couple of base knocks now. She's reached base all 3 times she's been at the plate today. First pitch. Sails high. Horsey taking off for second. No throw. she'll just take the bag. So 1-0 count. Jones again, a walk and 2 singles. 1-0 now. Swinging away, hard hit ball left side, but it's well foul, 1-1. Jones flashing the power on that swing, just needs to straighten it out. Again, still a huge gap out in right center, actually right in center field. If I'm being honest with you, just barely right of center. Here's the 1-1. Too low, gets away. Horsey taking off for third, and she'll be in there. Rounds third hard, maybe testing it a bit, but heads back. She'll just have the bag. Just the one bag this time. So 2-1, 2 outs. Runner on third and Horsey. Vergara's next pitch. Lays off, pitch high, ball 3. The inning continues past this point. Reagan Grosswiener. She'd be the next one up. (3-1) now. High fly ball, left field. This one's deep. Going back on its left fielder, Cowden, but it's going to be over the wall. It's going to be a ground rule double. So Jones will stop at second. May have actually taken away a bag on that one. Maybe an if there, but Horsey standing over on third. She'll be able to trot home as Camden Rains comes out to take Jones's place. So another RBI double for Jones. 2 RBIs tonight. And Waynesville leads by 8 here at 14-6. That ball, I thought for a very brief moment, it had a chance of leaving the ballpark. Hit to the shortest part of the field. So now here's another fly ball to left. Cowden underneath it, can't come up with it. Ball rolls to the left, rounding third is going to be Rains. She's going to come home to score, make it a 9-run lead, 15-6. That'll be an error, but it's an error that gives Waynesville a run and puts Grosswiener on second. So Grosswiener will reach base for the third time today as the first pitch to Brittany Davison is outside for ball 1. Davison 0 for 2, but she's reached base thrice. Here's a swing, ground ball, left side, foul. She's reached on 2 errors and a walk. But a chance here for an RBI with runner on second. 15-6 our score now. Waynesville leading by 9. Pitch up high, 2-1. Two and 1 the count. Next pitch to the left-handed Davison. Fly ball left side, but foul. It's 2-2. Giving the crowd to our left a little bit of a spook. Somebody screamed down there. Somebody yelped. Somebody not ready for it. But it's 2-2 at the plate. Hit on the swivel. 2-strike pitch on its way. Inside. Ricochets off our umpire, but that's going to be a wild pitch. And moving over to third, that'll be Grosswiener. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. On deck, Riley Voigt. Vergara set and delivers. It's up high, ball 4. And Davison will find her way on. 4 times Davison has now found her way to base. 2 walks and 2 errors. And now that'll bring us Riley Voigt. Again, runner still at the corners. And here comes Voigt, who is working on a 1-for-3 day. Voigt's hit came back in the second, was an RBI. An RBI single. First pitch, Voigt going to send one down over to third. Throw across the diamond is in time. And so we will head on over to the 5th inning. So the lead is now 9 as Waynesville able to put across 3 runs in that half inning. 3 runs coming across on 1 hit. 3 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 2 runners left on base. So let's go ahead and head on to the top of the 5th. 15-6, our score. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tigers softball right here on Z102.3. Throw on down to second on target as we get back going here. Top of the 5th here in Waynesville. Lady Tigers lead by 9 over the Parkview Lady Vikings. But it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Parkview as they look to recut into the deficit. Waynesville's kept Parkview at an arm's distance pretty much all day today. Briefly trailed in the first. Obviously Parkview putting up a couple runs in the top half of the first, but have led the rest of the way. So first pitch to Emily Bruning is well outside for ball 1. 6, 7, and 8. Bruning counting Zuniga. Let's say that a little bit slower. Bruning, Cowden, and Zuniga. When I say counting, no, Cowden. 1-0. Swung on, missed. It's strike 1. Bruning today is 1 for 1. A walk and a single. Been left stranded over at second both times. 1-1 now. Again outside, 2-1. Jones working on an 8 strikeout day today. Picked up 6 strikeouts across the first 2 innings. Picked up a couple last inning. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Next pitch, swung on, foul ball off to the net. We'll stay here at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Next pitch to Bruning, swung on and missed, strike 3. Tag's gonna be there, and so make that 9 strikeouts here today for Joe Jones. Again, pitching on senior night. Had a couple of missteps here and there in the first inning with the walks, but it's really brought it in. Here's the next pitch to Aaliyah Cowden is swung on a miss for strike 1. It's really limited the walks since then. In fact, hasn't given up a walk since the first batter of the third. Here's a ground ball over to short. Riley Grossviner has it. Over to Davison at first. It's in time for out number 2. That'll draw the raucous cheers from the Waynesville faithful as there's now 2 down. And here comes the number 8 batter, Yesenia Zuniga. Zuniga settles in. 0 for 2 today. First pitch swinging, sends one to the right and out of play. It's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, and the first 2 batters away here in the 5th. Jones brings it in. Another swing. And I believe missed contact there. Took an odd hop. A lot of spin on that ball from Jones as it hopped to the left, but it's going to go 0-2. Foul ball, swing and a miss. it's all the same result, so we won't spend too much time thinking about it. It's the 0-2 sent in. In front of home plate it goes, 1-2. Again, Zuniga 0 for 2. Strikeout, ground out. On deck, Sophie Hardy. If the inning goes past this at bat. Next 2-strike pitch. Another foul ball to the right. Stays 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And Jones hunting for that double-digit strikeout day. Here's the next 2-strike pitch. Another foul ball to the right. This time it'll stay in the ballpark. Careens off the wall towards the Parkview dugout. And how about another one here at 1-2? This ball game about an hour, 40 minutes old. 10 minutes past the top of the 6 o'clock hour. 1-2 next on the way. Too low again, 2-2. Again, glad you could join us here. If you've decided to tune in, Z102.3. Broadcasts for you next 3 days. I'm going to earn my paycheck. 2-2. Ground ball over to second. Cobb has it, briefly bobbles it, and she's not going to be able to scoop it up in time. Runner's safe over at first. And will be an error to allow the runner to move over to first. Have a brief break in the action here is Hardy. The catcher
Number 5, Sophie Hardy.
removes the shin guards and takes her place in the batter's box. Waynesville's 3rd error of the game. As Hardy settles in. Also 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out as well. First pitch in there. About thigh high at strike 1. Struck out in the second, grounded out to third. Back in inning number 3. 0-1, too high. It's ball 1. One and one. Good looking pitch. It's going to be ruled a strike. Meanwhile, throw over to first. And Zuniga is going to be tagged out. Zuniga walking back after the pitch. Walking back to the bag. She's tagged out, and the inning will end right there. So good heads-up thinking there by Voigt to throw it on over to first. And that'll end the top of the 5th. So essentially it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error. And there was nobody left on base as we head on now to the bottom of the 5th. 15-6 our score with Waynesville leading by 9. Listen to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here to Waynesville as we enter the bottom half of the 5th. Lady Tigers leading by 9 over the Parkview Lady Vikings. Connor Harbin here with you. Z102.3 here today. 6, 7, and 8. Or, how about 7, 8, and 9? Didn't mark the last batter, the last inning. So we get back to it here. Throw heading on over to second, a little bit behind as again, Hardy at the plate, the catcher, had to reapply all the gears. So we get back going here. It'll be Riley Grosswiener to start things off. Grosswiener, Cobb, and Boyd.
Leading off
all set to take their cuts here in this half inning. So Riley going to settle in, 0 for 3 today, but not for lack of contact. She's flown out to center field twice. Also has a strikeout as well. First pitch is outside, it's ball 1. Only base runner, or only batter today for Waynesville to have not gone on base. Trying to change that here. There's a line drive over to third, and again, gonna make solid contact, but unfortunately right at the third baseman Cole is able to make the grab for out number 1. So a line out to begin the 5th, and now here comes Kendall Cobb. Cobb, who in 3 tries is still looking for a plate appearance or an official at-bat. Has 3 plate appearances, but is still looking for an at-bat. Here's the first pitch, called strike. It's 0-1. She's walked twice and been hit by a pitch. Scored twice, back in the second and the second again. Actually scored twice in that 8-run second. But was called out on runner interference in the 4th. Trying to advance to third. So 1-1 the count. Now a pitch that runs inside again. It's 2-1. Cobb ahead in the count. 2-1. Next pitch. Up high. Ball 3. Cobb weighing off. Tempting pitch. Those pitches high, as I've said. But going to be rewarded here with a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Vergara delivers. Again up high. For the 3rd time in this one, Cobb will draw a walk. So Cobb again on base. 4 times tonight she's been able to reach. Last 2 times she walked, she scored. Hopefully that trend continues. Brings in Jennifer Boyd to the plate as the first pitch moves to the backstop. Cobb going to easily take second. Rounding second, now going to be caught between bags. And now Vergara's just going to watch her back to second. Cobb perhaps thinking about trying to take something extra. And a rather intense stare down between Vergara and Cobb. Cobb eventually just goes on back to second. 1-0 count, next pitch outside. And we'll go 2-0. So Boyd today, she is 1 for 3. But has reached base all 3 times as well. Had an RBI single in the 2nd. That's her lone hit. 2-0 now. Going to lay down a bunt, third base side. Cobb moves to third, throw to first is going to be wide and away. And that's going to bring Cobb home to score. Moving over to second is Boyd. Now going to try to make it 3. Now going to retreat back to second. But that's going to make it a 10-run ball game, and I do believe that's going to be the ball game. It's a 10-run lead after 3, and so Waynesville will break their 7-game losing streak with a 16-6 victory over Parkview here tonight. So that'll do it on the, well, on what will be ruled an error, and will ultimately be ruled an error, but the most important thing is the run, as we'll go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. As we move on between games here, we go ahead and honor the seniors. We'll go and wrap things up, and I'll talk about where to catch us for our next couple broadcasts. Back in 60 seconds. Again, your final score, 16-6 in favor of Waynesville. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And back here once again, Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium. This game in the books tonight. Waynesville, they break their 7-game losing skid with a run rule victory here today. In 5 innings, they take this one by a final score of 16-6. So as Waynesville honors their 4 seniors here today, we go ahead and wrap this one up. First of all, with your totals. Today, Waynesville, 16 runs. 16 runs on 9 hits. They commit 3 errors in the field, and they do leave 6 over on base. Meanwhile, Parkview, they pick up 6 runs today on 4 hits. Parkview commits 7 errors out in the field, and they leave 5 on base. So Waynesville can improve to 8-13 on the season. They do break that 7-game losing skid, and they'll next be in action on Saturday. Don't forget, we have 2 broadcasts coming up back-to-back, both days, Friday and Saturday, to end our week, as we next up head out to Hillcrest, or excuse me, how about head out to Waynesville? Homecoming. How could I forget? It is homecoming. I've been on the road so much with Waynesville Tiger football that it kind of just feels natural at this point. But they are going to be at home. It is going to be homecoming as they play host to the Hillcrest Hornets. We'll see if Waynesville can't break a skid of their own there. So pregame going to be at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Myself, Garrett Bowles, will be on the call there for that one. As again, Waynesville tries to pick up their 2nd win of the season. But that's not the last broadcast we have this week, as we have a rare Saturday action for you at 1 o'clock. We'll have Lady Tiger softball for you once again. Waynesville taking on the Iberia Rangers. So make sure you tune in 12:45 right here on Z102.3, and we'll have that game for you starting at 1 o'clock. So that's our broadcast schedule, but I think that'll go ahead and do it for us here tonight, as I'll go ahead and wrap things up. I'll go ahead and end things right here. For everybody back in the studio, I am Connor Harbit. Hope you enjoyed listening to this one as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you here tonight. Again, 16-6 your final score. Waynesville defeats Parkview. Until Saturday, you've been listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Good night, everybody. Be good people.